into it with the Thursday night football game, Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. And man, oh man, I am a Cowboys believer. This is the best team by a mile in the NFC East. I mean, this is kind of looking to be one of the worst divisions in football. We see the NFC West that is just absolutely stacked with the Cardinals and the Rams and the Seahawks and the 49ers, absolutely stacked to the max here. But this NFC West or NFC East, Eagles are all right. They're pretty solid. They're a solid team overall, but Giants are just absolutely nothing, and it's seeming like that Washington offense is truly nothing as well. So Cowboys, they've got the offense, they've got the defense. They are clear-cut the best team in this division, and they proved it last night. You know, and I still don't understand, where is the hesitation coming from on this Cowboys team? You know, not everybody is buying into this Cowboys team, and they're still making excuses on why, you know, they're winning and why they, you know, aren't going to be good down the road and all that. I'm just like, are y'all watching? They're literally almost scoring on every single drive. This offense is rocking and rolling. They've got pieces everywhere. They're running back by committee here. And are y'all ready to apologize to Ezekiel Elliott because y'all were already throwing him into the dumpster last week? We never did that. Y'all did that. We never agreed with it. But yeah, Zeke came out and did his thing. 2 rushing touchdowns, looking good, led the team in rushing, got some yards receiving. Now, Tony Pollard is still good. We're not saying Tony Pollard's not good, but to say that Tony Pollard's the clear-cut number 1 running back on this team, way disrespectful to Ezekiel Elliott, and we told y'all that last week, and he went out and shut y'all up. He was like, okay, y'all are going to really talk your talk about that. I told y'all I was in the best shape of my life. I showed y'all that in Hard Knocks. Takes by Fans was kind of showing y'all that as well, and y'all still wanted to doubt little old Zeke out here. Well, he shut everybody up, and he was running wild, and we're going to watch the highlights of Zeke. Absolutely great. The quick cuts at the line of scrimmage when that first initial hole wasn't open, and then he's able to redirect and go and pick up the first down. We've got highlights of that, clips of that, folks, and we're going to watch everything that Zeke did last night because y'all need to be reminded what this man is actually doing out here on the field, and I'm with y'all. He had a little bit of a lackluster performance last year. We were kind of knocking him the entire offseason because of that lackluster performance, not stepping up when Dak went down and you were getting paid and all that. We talked about that, and we, you know, agreed with that, and, you know, that's why we said it. But then once we saw him week 1, in week 2, in week 3, this is, you know, kind of rookie year Zeke back in action out here, and we're respecting him out here. So absolutely love what Zeke was doing last night. Dak flawless as always. Man, oh man, this Cowboys team in the ball hawks. Did y'all not know we've been saying ball hawks about this Cowboys defense? And once again, we're only 3 games into the season, but I do have to apologize to Dan Quinn. We were giving him no credit, no love in the offseason, and then we kind of saw this defense in the preseason, ball hawking, flying around to the ball, forcing turnovers with their starters in that first couple of drives that the starters were playing in the first couple of preseason games, and they were always flying around the ball, creating those turnovers, and then we saw it week 1, and then it continued in week 2, and it's still here in week 3 with all the turnovers that this defense is creating. So once again, Dan Quinn, it's seeming like it's just the Falcons being trash. Maybe I judged Dan Quinn a little bit too harshly for his Falcons head coaching gig because the Falcons are just trash on their own, because we see what they're doing this season and they're still trash. And now Dan Quinn is having huge success on this Cowboys defense, being the defensive coordinator. So for that, Dan Quinn, everything is just clicking for this Cowboys team offensively, defensively. They don't even need Mike McCarthy out there. You know, the media narrative is that he can't clock manage and all that, coming away with no points at the end of the half and all that. So, they don't even need Mike McCarthy. Dak's leadership on field is enough to make up for the lackluster coaching of Mike McCarthy. And then Dan Quinn on the defensive end of the ball, he's taking care of everything in that realm too. So, when we're talking about the Cowboys, I don't even care what Mike McCarthy's doing out there. He has no impact on this team, negative or positive. Maybe a little bit more negative overall than positive, but they've got pieces everywhere else that, Mike McCarthy is just kind of, he's like a cardboard cutout. I mean, he does nothing. He influences team nothing. He's just a figurehead. He's the mouthpiece for Jerry Jones. That's all his role needs to be, and we're fine with that because Dak's getting it done on the field, and so is everybody on that defense just getting it done. And, you know, all the injuries and, you know, shuffling around all the pieces, and everybody is still getting major production out here. Big props to Dan Quinn for putting that all together. Alrighty, so let's start talking about this game a little bit more in depth with the stats. So let's start here with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. I mean, first drive of the game, they go down and score a touchdown. No big deal. Did they even face a third down on the first drive? What do we get? 1st and 10. We get a 2nd and 2. 1st and 10. 2nd and 2. 1st and 10. 1st and goal. And that's the touchdown. They didn't even face a third down on the first drive of the game, and it goes down for a touchdown. Yes, sir. Give me that well-executed game plan on Monday Night Football against a division opponent. Yes, sir. Dak has his team ready to rock. Dak, and we're going to show Dak's leadership because once again, we were able to see it on the field. Dak Prescott's leadership. And then did y'all see the little bit of the flex that Dak Prescott pulled at the end of the game when they already won? He's on the sideline, backwards hat, Dak, baby. I think we're going to put that on the canvas behind us because that was the ultimate stunt. That was the ultimate flex. Hey, I don't even need to be out there anymore. Let me just wear this backwards hat. Oh, Jalen Hurts. Oh, Jalen Hurts is still playing. They're still playing. They're starting quarterback. They don't have the lead. So I love that by Dak. And once again, the leadership. And we've got video to prove it. But yeah, that first drive, 7-0, 6 plays, 75 yards, no problem, no hiccups, smooth sailing right from the get-go. And that's basically when we knew this game was over. And, you know, this Cowboys team, well, let's just keep talking about it. So the second drive for this Cowboys team, it does result into a fumble 6. Truly unfortunate there. But it just seemed like this Cowboys team was able to move the ball at will whenever they wanted here. So the little bit of a lackluster performance right off the gate with the fumble and then the turnover on downs, going for it on the goal line that probably should have been called a touchdown. These are just two circumstances that we're not weighing heavy at all. We're really just kind of throwing those out of the memory bank. Unfortunate Dak, you know, gets tackled or just kind of loses the ball in the end zone. Truly unfortunate. Definitely got to clean that up, but it's not overly alarming. Last week he threw an interception. This week he did fumble, so clean it up a little bit, but still at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because they're still winning the games and kind of winning in dominant fashion. So just clean up the turnovers. If you want to have one little red flag about this Cowboys team, that's the only red flag that there is. Dak turning the ball over a little bit, just a little tiny bit. It's a little red flag, folks. It's not a giant up a flagpole flag red flag. It's a small little, you know, little red flag right there. Little red flag. It fits in 2 fingers. That's all it is. So no worries there. So Dak Prescott fumbles in the end zone, and then they don't call this a touchdown. 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. We've got the play queued up right here. Let's watch it. How do they not call this a touchdown? What are we talking about? And I love this. The quick huddle. Dak Prescott breaks the huddle and then immediately goes to the line and then immediately snaps the ball. This really should have been a touchdown. Let's take another look at this one. Here we go. Immediately gets to the huddle. One kind of hut, and then he goes, and they don't call that a touchdown. Let's see here. We get a nice overhead look. Dak Prescott saying touchdown. Eagles are saying, hey, turnover on downs. Here we go. Let's see Dak Prescott. Doesn't break the plane. Doesn't break the plane. We're saying that doesn't break the plane right there. Come on, that's Dak Prescott. Now, definitely could have been a little bit better. You know, you could have shown, you know, right over, you know, stretched truly over the pylon, over the goal line, so there was no question. But still, I mean, that's still looking like a touchdown to me. Forward progress does not stop. Dak Prescott, that great kind of heart, that great kind of fire underneath him. And then the extend over right here, it's just like, you're not calling a touchdown. Let's see if we get a better angle right here. We see this ball break the plane. No visual evidence, but I mean, we could just assume, and I know you can't assume in football, but man, oh man, truly unfortunate that there was just no clear-cut camera angle. Dak Prescott first stop, but then keeps driving, and I mean, like, we know it's over the goal line right now. We know Dak Prescott. Let's just follow it up. Here it is. Here's the goal line. Let's follow our cursor all the way up. We know Dak Prescott's like right here behind this man's butt. We can't see him. He's just blocking it, but we know that's where the ball is. That's where Dak Prescott's right there. So it's just truly unfortunate there was no definitive camera angle, especially to overturn the call of, no touchdown. So just unfortunate. A little bit of a slow start, but just by wild circumstances. And then after those two wild circumstances, they kind of just took over then. The next drive, touchdown, no problem. The next drive, touchdown, no problem. Now they're up 20-7. Then they stall on a 3-and-out drive, unfortunate, and then it's halftime, and then after halftime, it's a pick six on Jalen Hurts, making it 27-7. They go another 3-and-out. Eagles try to come back a little bit. Cowboys definitely could have, scored a couple of times here in the third quarter just to kind of truly shut the door. But once it was 27-14, Eagles trying to make it a game again. Cowboys go down on a nice 12-play, 56-yard, 6-minute drive to really ice the game. And then they put on one more touchdown for good luck, making it 41-14. With how much time left? What do we got? 7 minutes left. And truly by that time, the game is over. Eagles going for it on fourth down because they're down 20 points and all that. So overall, I loved what we saw from the Cowboys last night. This game was a huge game that just shows that this Cowboys team 3 straight games against tough opponents. Week 1, first game of the entire season on the road against the defending Super Bowl Bucks, and they made it a game. Last week in LA against the Chargers, against Justin Herbert in a close game, but they figured out how to win. And then this game, first home game of the season on Monday Night Football against a divisional rival that everybody was hyping up this Eagles team, and the Cowboys come in and do what they need to do. Dak does what he needs to do, and they win the game kind of by blowout fashion. So, well done by the Cowboys. Let's start talking about some of these stats now that they had. So, here we go. Dak Prescott goes 21 of 26. That's exactly what we're talking about. Fantastic completion percentage there. Let's get the official number, 80% for 238 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He just had that one fumble, and unfortunately, it made it a little bit of a game at that point, tie 7-7 because he fumbles in the end zone. But other than that, I mean, we score this touchdown right here, on the 1 yard line from the goal line, and now we're talking about 48-21 is the final score. So, still a 20-point blowout. Still great here by Dallas. Just, we'll keep a small little eye on Dak Prescott's ball security a little bit more. We don't think it becomes an issue. We don't even think it's an issue now, but it is something that we have seen over the last 2 games. But it doesn't really hold too much weight in the end result of the game, so not too alarming here. So Dak Prescott played absolutely well, and then let's start talking about Ezekiel Elliott, folks. Getting it done, folks. Start respecting this man. I don't like the blatant disrespect that everybody's saying, oh, Tony Pollard's so much better. See what Tony Pollard did last week? He's so much better than Zeke. Zeke was literally like right behind him in yardage, and Tony Pollard didn't have a good game 1, so what are y'all talking about? Y'all just wanted to love on Tony Pollard and disrespect Ezekiel Elliott for some reason, because it's cool to do that on social media and on Twitter. Oh, Ezekiel Elliott, a high kind of tier 1 running back in this league, high profile running back in this league. So y'all just like to disrespect them? I don't know. We never did that last week, but Ezekiel Elliott heard all your criticisms, heard all y'all disrespect, and he went out here and just showed out. So 17 carries by Zeke, led the team in rushing, 95 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns as well. Tony Pollard had a great game as well. Running back by committee here is going to be great here by Dallas. And Tony Pollard can have success because Zeke is kind of the number 1. He draws the most attention. He draws the most focus out there. I do know that running backs, usually there's only one out there at the time, so it's a little bit of a different situation than wide receivers where, your number 1 wide receiver and your number 2 wide receiver is going against kind of the number 2 cornerback out there. Your number 1 wide receiver is going against the number 1 cornerback, so your number 2 wide receiver can have a little bit more success out there. But Ezekiel Elliott being the main workhorse and going up the middle, and just some of these cuts when we watch what Ezekiel Elliott was doing, we have to watch the quick cuts, and I hope that they show some of those plays. We have one play queued up just in case that they don't show that play or any of those types of plays, but watch Zeke cut right at the line of scrimmage. Tony Pollard can't do that. Tony Pollard's fast, I'll give him that, but he can't do what Zeke does, which is go up the middle over and over and over again and quick cuts right at the line and find the hole right at the line of scrimmage, or if there's the main hole that they're supposed to run through is immediately kind of blocked and you can't go there. Zeke's vision is better than Tony Pollard. So no disrespect here by Ezekiel Elliott. The man was showing out all day last night, and we were making y'all aware on Twitter. We were tweeting our things and tweeting what we were saying before this game was played when we were breaking it down, saying that this defense is ball hawks. We showed that, and we're going to show it or we're going to talk about it a little bit more when we get to the Eagles section. But we also said that talking about Zeke like that last week was a little disrespectful, and we know that he heard it by the display that he showed last night. So Tony Pollard had 11 carries, 60 yards, real good game as well. I'm not knocking Tony Pollard, folks. Running back by committee is going to be fantastic here by the Cowboys, especially when you have to cover Dak's passing game with all the weapons that he has. So let's start talking about these wide receiver weapons. Guess who was the leading receiver here for the Cowboys? It wasn't Amari Cooper. It wasn't CeeDee Lamb, folks. It was Dalton Schultz, the tight end, baby. Yes, sir. Tight end university, Dalton Schultz. I don't think he officially went to tight end university. Let's get that up quickly. He may have to be on the registry for next season. But let's quickly see. Was university list right here. Okay. Let's see if Dalton Schultz officially attended tight end university or if he's making his name for next year's enrollment. So here we go. Looking for Dalton Schultz. What do we got? Dawson Knox, Dallas Goddard. Come on, Dalton. Where are you at? Dalton Schultz. We get Dalton Schultz out here. Damn, it doesn't seem like they had Dalton Schultz. We're getting to the end of the list, and wow, they left Dalton Schultz out. So true disrespect there by George Kittle and Travis Kelce for not inviting this man, but this man absolutely got it done last night. Like we said, leading the team in receiving yards to tight end, 6 receptions for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. And when we get to our tight end university grades for what all the tight ends did this week a little bit later in the show, we're truly going to be shouting out Dalton Schultz a little bit more in depth, looking at some nice plays that he had. So Dalton Schultz, leading receiver here for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott going to his weapons. It doesn't matter if you're a wide receiver or a tight end or a running back. He will find you if you are open, and he will put the ball right on the money. So Dalton Schultz, leading receiver here. CeeDee Lamb, 3 catches for 66 yards, came out of the gate firing. The first big play, 44 yards to CeeDee Lamb, putting them on the 1-yard line, and then Ezekiel Elliott, up the middle for 1 yard. Bingo, bango. We get Ezekiel Elliott coming into the game strong. So CeeDee Lamb helping them out real early on in the game. Took a little bit of rest of the game off a little bit, but that's when Dalton Schultz came alive and everybody else. So CeeDee Lamb helping them get out to a hot start. Very well done. Amari Cooper, 3 catches for 26 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 3 catches for 21 yards. Where's Tony Pollard? 1 catch for 5 yards. So where are y'all saying Tony Pollard's better than Zeke now? Zeke had more rushing yards, more passing yards, just like Tony Pollard had more rushing yards and receiving yards than Zeke last week. Are y'all about to flip-flop again? Keep that same energy up. Zeke is seeing the disrespect. So y'all can keep disrespecting him. We don't do that over here at Takes by Fans. We see what this man is doing. We don't care if it's cool to clown the man on Twitter. We don't do that here, folks. So well done by Zeke, and we'll see if y'all keep that same energy on Tony Pollard come this week, because I don't think I've seen it so far. Overall great game here by the Cowboys, and just Dak Prescott, the 1 turnover here was the only turnover of the game. So usually playing clean football here, just Dak's got to clean it up a tad, not alarming. I can't stress that enough. We're not alarmed on these Cowboys turnovers, just unfortunate circumstances in the game. It's not like, Dak is careless with the ball and throwing wild balls, or just loosey-goosey with the ball in the pocket, being surrounded by the edge rushers and all that. He's usually, for the most part, very, very secure with the football. So we're not worried about the turnovers, folks. So Cowboys put up 41 points, pretty much unstoppable really throughout the entire game, and it's just looking real gosh dang good for this Cowboys team. I'm absolutely loving them. All right, now let's talk about this Eagles team. Jalen Hurts took a little bit of a shot here. Eagles, a lot of people were hyping them up. This was going to be a very, very close competitive game. I didn't think this was going to be a 20-point blowout. We ended up taking the Cowboys minus 3.5. I thought they would probably win about 7 to 10 points, classic kind of NFL fashion. But this was a true blowout. And the Eagles, once again, their same mistakes are starting to show here that we just saw last week. Not able to really capitalize in the red zone, and we saw that right off the rip here on the second drive where they had a big play, 38 yards to kind of get them in the red zone, and then Jalen Hurts ends up throwing a pick on the 32-yard line trying to go down to the end zone, and he ends up throwing the interception. So not great there by Jalen Hurts, and then they get kind of bailed out because that pick was kind of on the 1-yard line. So Dak's backed all the way up, and they are able to force a fumble defensively. And that's what we know that's really solid here about the Eagles is their defense. We just saw their defense, hold the 49ers to what was it? Where they put up 17 points, something real light there. So that's solid fashion by their defense. But once again, that Eagles team getting out to a slow start and then not capitalizing in the red zone like we saw last week against the 49ers. So after the interception, yes, they get the fumble, but then on their next offensive possession, 3 and out, and then their next one, 3 and out, and then their next one, 4 plays, 29 yards, and then the next one, 5 plays, 37 yards, half the punt. I mean, they only had 7 points in the first half, and that was because of their defense, and I believe that was Fletcher Cox, the OG right there, recovering the fumble in the end zone. So Fletcher Cox doing what he's supposed to do. Eagles defense, this is a tough offense to guard, so we're not going to kind of completely abandon and say that this Eagles defense is bad. This Cowboys offense is just good. See what this Cowboys offense did against the Bucs defense week 1. They put up like 30 points, something along those lines. Let's get the official score up. I want to say it was like 30 points, no? Would they lose like 28-30, something like 29-31, basically putting up 30 points. So this doesn't mean that this Eagles defense is bad. It's just this is how good this Cowboys offense is, and I don't think this Cowboys team is getting enough respect for this tough 3-game stretch that they just had to open up the season, and this is why we are going to be having the Cowboys truly high in our power rankings a little bit later in the show. But so far it seems like everybody is still not totally respecting this Cowboys team 100% of where they need to be, but we'll do that here today on the show. So no worries here, Dallas. No worries here, Dak Prescott. Stick here by Takes by Fans because we love what they're putting up here. All right, but back to this Eagles team. Slow start in the first half, and then the Cowboys coming out. And then the Eagles coming out of halftime, and then we get another interception here by Jalen Hurts. And once again, can we start? Well, we have to start talking about this Cowboys defense because ball hawks. Trayvon Diggs is looking like the best corner in the league, folks. An interception to start the second half. I mean, how great is that to undercut that route and just to get in front of Devontae Smith just like that? Trayvon Diggs is truly slept on at the top cornerback spot, and I would honestly say that he could rival Jalen Ramsey as the best shutdown corner in this league. I was watching this game and I was going back and forth in my mind the entire game. Do I say that take live on air? Am I ready to make that assertion that Trayvon Diggs is better than Jalen Ramsey, or do I just say he's as good as, or do I say he's a little bit behind? But I think I'm ready to say that Trayvon Diggs and Jalen Ramsey are so far tied as the number 1 cornerback in this league, folks. I'm ready to say that. Give respect to Trayvon Diggs, man. He is a huge part of this defense. He can shut down any A1 tier 1 wide receiver in my opinion, and we're getting great shutdown and great takeaways by Trayvon Diggs. So he gets the pick right there. And was it a pick 6? It was a pick 6. Trayvon Diggs, man, oh man, gets the touchdown. I mean, I think he's opening up the season with like 3 interceptions, something crazy, or maybe 2. But either way, this man is truly getting it done, and that's why we love this Cowboys defense so much, because of the ball hawk nature, forcing all these turnovers. Anthony Brown, the first interception there. I mean, just getting out to great starts. First drive of the first half, interception. First drive of the second half, interception. interception. I mean, that's where all your momentum comes for kind of the game or the half, and the Dallas Cowboys just took that momentum and snatched it away from this Eagles team. And once again, this is reflected in the score. No points in the first half, no points offensively in the first half, and then they put up 14 points in the second half, and the Cowboys blow them out by 20 points. Great job by this Cowboys defense, folks. So great ball hawks there. Did anybody fumble the ball here by the Eagles? No. So just those two turnovers there by Jalen Hurts. Let's see what they had sacks-wise. Were they getting after Jalen Hurts? We had only 2 sacks, so that could definitely be a little bit better out there. We get Micah Parsons credited with the half a sack. Once again, he's still kind of, helping out the edge rushing game a little bit out there, and he's still kind of getting after a half a sack and a tackle for loss for Micah Parsons, still getting it done out there. And then we'll shout out Usa Odighizuwa. He had a sack and a half and a tackle for loss, so decently trying to get after Jalen Hurts. But, if you don't, it doesn't matter because the corners are going to be right over those wide receivers. So well done to this Cowboys defense, truly getting it done. Held the Eagles to only 21 points, held them to no kind of real production offensively in the first half, and then they're able to just ride that momentum and ride their offense a little bit more in the second half, and that's the game, folks. So Jalen Hurts, a little unfortunate with the 2 interceptions, but let's finish up here with the Eagle stats. Here we go. Jalen Hurts goes 25 of 39. Let's get that completion percentage up. 64%, still solid right there. 326 yards. He was truly letting it fly, and we did see some great glimpses here by Jalen Hurts. So we're not worried about this Eagles team. They have to, unfortunately, face this Cowboys team twice a year. I don't want to be in that position. I would not want the Dolphins to face this Cowboys team twice a year. No, thank you. So we're not abandoning this Eagles team. They are the second best team in the NFC East here, but the gap between the Cowboys and the Eagles for that first spot is truly large. But the distance between number 2 and number 3, Eagles at number 2, Washington at number 3, that spot is decently got a decent space between it as well. So we'll see this Eagles team continuing to grow. Once again, still first-time head coach here by Nick Sirianni. He's still learning and getting it figured out. Jalen Hurts' first full year underway here, still, fixing it and still figuring some things out. But overall, for the most part, we still can buy into this Eagles team. They have to get off to a little bit of a better start offensively, and they have to start capitalizing down near the red zone a little bit more. And if they can shore those 2 things up, this is going to be a solid, legitimate, contending playoff team here in Philadelphia. So 3 weeks in, we're not jumping overboard on the Eagles. We still like their defense, and we still like what their offense can achieve here. We just have to iron out the wrinkles, and that's going to give it time. I mean, some of these other teams, the Bucs, still trying to iron out some things. The Chiefs still trying to iron out some things. The Chiefs are 1-2. We're not, completely bailing on the Chiefs. Eagles are 1-2. We're not completely bailing off the Eagles either. So early start to the season, new head coach, first time real starter here for Jalen Hurts. So they're just getting their legs underneath them, and it's a tough opponent here in week 2 against the 49ers, where they made it a very competitive game, and another a tough competitor here in Cowboys. So, we've seen teams with easy schedules. The Broncos had a pretty easy schedule all the way up until this point. They're taking care of business, but, I'm not going to say that the Broncos are clear-cut 100% better than the Eagles. One's 3-0, one's 1-2. So we are not jumping ship on this Eagles team yet, folks. Alrighty, they barely ran the ball last night. Is this correct? Did they really only run the ball 3 times with non-quarterbacks? Is that true? Or is NFL.com just not posting all these stats? I got to double check my other source for stats here, folks. I can't believe that this Eagles team only ran the ball 3 times, and that is kind of true, folks. So Miles Sanders, 2 carries for 27 yards. Jalen Hurts led the team in rushing, 9 carries for 35 yards, but they weren't even running the ball. They had Jalen Hurts slinging the ball 39 times and rushing it 9 times. We've been saying this and seeing this over the last, first 3 weeks of the season of just the disparity between the passing game and running game for the majority of these teams. And we know that the majority of the teams that are kind of making it just a pure passing game, we've seen it by the Steelers, they're 1-2. We've seen it by the Jaguars, they're 0-3. We just had Mac Jones throw the ball 59 times, they lose that game. You need a fine line balance here, and the Eagles definitely did not do that last night. 3 rushes, Kenneth Gainwell had 1 rush, and Miles Sanders had 2 rushes. 3 rushes by non-quarterbacks. What is that? What are we doing out here, folks? And you did get down a little bit behind, a little bit down bad, so I guess you were kind of forced to pass the ball a little bit more than you would like to in the second half. And then them not picking up the first downs in the first half to really sustain drives. I get that, but still, geez Louise, we need a little bit of a better game plan out here. We've seen if you're just going to pass the ball and completely abandon the run game, it does not work. And maybe that's why the Cowboys are even as maybe a little bit better than maybe we're giving them credit for, which is going to be hard to do. But Dak Prescott threw the ball 26 times. Ezekiel Elliott ran the ball 17 times. And then Tony Pollard ran the ball 11 times. We had 26 passes and 28 runs by basically their running backs. And then we had Dak Prescott taken off 9 times. Corey Clement ran the ball 3 times. CeeDee Lamb got it once on a jet sweep. But overall, by the main running game here, 28 rushes by the run game, 26 passes by the pass game by Dak Prescott. So well-balanced offense. You can still put up 41 points. You can still win the game. You can still blow out teams. I don't understand why everybody's trying to abandon the run here. That's not a solid game plan. We've seen it. It doesn't work. So we'll see if the Eagles can try to incorporate the run a little bit more out here. All right, let's see who Jalen Hurts was passing to, and look at this. The top 2 receivers here for the Eagles were both tight ends, so a little bit of a dink and dunk using the safety blanket. He was trying to go to Devontae Smith, trying to go down the field. Who was he trying to target here on the interception? Trying to go to Jalen Reagor. So his wide receivers weren't able to get the separation needed, and he was just kind of relying on the big beefiness of the tight end. So here we go. Dallas Goddard, 2 receptions for 66 yards. Zach Ertz, 4 receptions for 53 yards, and he had a touchdown. Jalen Reagor, 5 catches for 53 yards. Quez Watkins, 2 receptions for 46 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 3 receptions for 32 yards. Miles Sanders, 3 receptions for 28 yards. Devontae Smith, 3 receptions for 28 yards. And that definitely is not something that you can have. Your first-round pick wide receiver is supposed to be kind of your number 1 wide receiver on this team. You can't only be giving him, 28 yards a game. Got to get that production up a little bit, and that could go on him a little bit more to get that separation. He was kind of getting locked up by Trayvon Diggs a little bit of the game. So once again, this Eagles team doesn't have that many great A1 Tier 1 pieces. They have solid, serviceable weapons all around them, but they need Jalen Hurts to kind of play above where he is right now, and that's where they're running into some trouble offensively, not being able to score touchdowns and score in the red zone. So all that is contributing to them lackluster a little offensively, but their defense keeps them in games. So kind of like the Dolphins a little bit. I like this Eagles offense a little bit more than I like Miami's. I like Tua better than Jalen Hurts, but I still like the Eagles offense in totality a little bit more than the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are kind of living and dying by their defense game. This is kind of what the Eagles are doing as well. So overall, not a terrible performance by Jalen Hurts. Didn't get out to a hot start. Tried to kind of warm up a little bit in the second half, but by then it was a little bit too little too late. So we need the Eagles to get out to a faster start and score in the red zone. If they can take care of that, we'll buy into them probably about 50% more. Alrighty, so that was the stats from last night, but there are a couple of things I quickly want to watch first. The first one is this play right here. This is going to show Zeke and Dak exactly what they're made of exactly what they do, and it highlights and it showcases exactly what we say here. So here we go. This play right here, the very last play of the third quarter. They're in the Eagles territory, and they're up 27-14. So here we go. Dak motions Zeke in the backfield. He's going to end up taking this ball right here. And look at that quick cut right at the line of scrimmage, folks. He was going to hit the hole. It wasn't there. He had to quickly cut right back at the line. Boom, right there, quick cut. And then he's able to take it all the way for the first down, plus 2 yards. I mean, is Tony Pollard doing this, folks? Tony Pollard is running right into that wall and probably loses a yard, 2 yards right here. Look at this, man. There's no hole open right here. This is where he was supposed to go. He has to quickly cut back in that foot, in that change of direction, and then he's able to go the entire way for the first down, which was 7-8 yards. That's what we're talking about, Zeke. That's why he's special than Tony Pollard. That's why he's a little bit better, and that's why it's disrespectful saying that Tony Pollard is the number one back here. That's what Zeke brings to the table. And then on this same play right here, that's the last play of the third quarter. And what is Dak doing? Oh yeah, fourth quarter, slapping up his guys, getting his guys good to go. We just picked up a first down. It's the fourth quarter. Let's get it going. And that's once again Dak Prescott's absolute great leadership on the field. That's why we do not care what Mike McCarthy says as a coach. We don't care about his poor clock management, because Dak Prescott makes up for all of it and more, folks. So love that by Dak and Zeke, and that's exactly what it is. If you just watch this you watch the final 30 seconds of the third quarter, that's all you need to see by the Cowboys to know that they are one of the top 5 teams in the league, folks. Is that a little bit of a spoiler for our power rankings coming up? You better gosh dang believe it, folks. So yes, sir, Dak and Zeke, what more could you ask for? I'm loving the Cowboys, folks, if you have not noticed. All right, now let's quickly watch Dak and Zeke's best plays of last night. Let's start here with Dak, a nice little 3-minute highlight. Let's see what this man is doing. Going over the middle, boom, going to his tight end. We know he is the leading wide receiver in this game, leading receiver. Here we go, next play out, play action pass. Look at all that time. And then he just slings it down the field to CeeDee Lamb. Boom, down to the 1-yard line. And this was the first drive of the game, baby. No kind of slow starts for this Cowboys team. And this offense can do whatever they want, whenever they want. Dak Prescott all the time to throw. Puts it right on CeeDee Lamb. All righty, let's see what we got up next year. Look at CeeDee Lamb go up and get that ball too. Yes, sir. All right, here we go. They're tied 7-7, 2nd and 6. Boom, comeback route to Amari Cooper, that seems to be. Yes, sir. And that's for the first down. Yes, sir. Dak picking up the first down, continuing drives. Here we go, 3rd and 3. Just going over the middle to the tight end. Real tight coverage here. Flings it into Dalton Schultz, or that's Blake Jarwin this time. Another tight end for them. And he, once again, picks up the first down. 2nd and 3, bootleg. Keeping his eyes down the field, setting his feet. Boom. And once again, going to their tight end, Dalton Schultz this time. Getting them inside the red zone. In the red zone now, 2nd and 9. What can Dak do here? He's going, boom. Once again, Dalton Schultz, and we're going to watch these plays again because we got a great Dalton Schultz's performance, and it was a great performance. Leading receiver here, 2 touchdowns, getting open, and that's what they teach at Tight End University, getting open. And that man was getting open all night. All right, here we go. Next play up. Start of the second quarter, Dak Prescott pump fake. Oh, and then he's going to throw on the run, and that's always complete right there. We don't have to worry about him throwing on the run. He also rushed a couple of times in this game. Once again, no fear. He's 100% healthy. Don't let that narrative bog you down anymore. Dalton Schultz again with the big first down completion. 3rd and 1 right here. Play action pass. And look at that. Buying all the time, keeping his eyes down the field, and then dumping it off. I believe that's Blake Jarwin. Yes, it is. And utilizing his tight ends to pick up the first down. Not trying to do too much, taking what the defense gives them, and then when it's open, slinging the ball in here. Look at this throw, folks. Look how tight and fast he needs to fit this ball in this tight-ass coverage. Man, oh man, slung that ball in there. Got it before the defender can come in. Make a big hit to jar the ball loose, and that's another first down. Another play action. Oh, look at that step up in the pocket to avoid the pass rusher off the edge, and then he hits CeeDee Lamb for the first down. I mean, man, this man is playing fast. This man is playing loose, and he's playing so mobile in the pocket. Nobody can catch him. Look at that. Fearless. 3rd and goal. Taking it himself. No worries about getting injured or taking a big shot. Great leadership. Great heart. Puts it all out on the line. Once again, that's what we know Dak does. Here we go. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Can this man get it done? Scrambling outside, keeping his eyes down the field, directing traffic, and then makes an absolute great throw in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. What more could you ask for Dak in this game, folks? He's looking absolutely magnificent. Look at that accuracy as he twists and contorts his body to throw accurately on the run, and that's another touchdown for Dak. And then after this, he's like, all right, I'm out of the game. No, he's going to stay in the game. Backwards hat Dak is back in the game, folks. Here we go, play action pass, 3rd and 1, and y'all did not cover the tight ends this game. What are you doing? And that's Dalton Schultz once again. Touchdown, and now this time Dak officially is like, all right, I'm exiting the game. Get me my backwards hat, and I'm ready to rock with it. So Dak is looking absolutely perfect, folks, like we know. Now let's take a quick look at Ezekiel Elliott. Here we go. Just watch this man run, and hopefully we get some quick cuts at the offense at the first point of contact, just to show him being better at changing direction and getting those quick cuts. And then Tony Pollard. Here we go. First run, and once again that quick cut right back. 2nd and 2, picks up the first down and about 3 more yards. Another 2nd and 2 here. Can Zeke pick this up? Of course he can. Here we go. Hands off the ball. Boom, up the middle. Gets about 10 yards and something light here by Zeke. I think it was averaging about 5.5 yards a carry, something light. Here we go on the goal line, trying to score real quick on the first drive, and you better believe he's going to muscle his way over the goal line. And yes, sir, that is a touchdown. And that's how you start the game. Ezekiel Elliott bringing out that energy and getting up 7-0 on the first drive of the game. You can rely on this man. Here we go, back in the red zone, 1st and goal. Zeke taking contact right up the middle, driving, and he's gonna get about 6 yards, placing them inside the 5-yard line. Pure workhorse running back. Give it to him and keep feeding him. And here we go, 1st and 10, 9 yards. Fantastic. Truly want to see Zeke get better and better and try to return to that rookie year form, and it's seeming like he's trying to get there this year. And set up screen, he can do it all, folks. No worries. Picks up the first down, now inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal. Can this man score from about 14 yards out? Let's see. Here we go. Quarterback, or it's a draw play right there, and he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Once again, Zeke doing what Zeke does. 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Here we go. Takes the handoff, muscles his way in. You're not going to be able to stop this man. Multiple attempts from about 1, 2, 3 yards out, whether it's to pick up the first down or to get to that exclusive touchdown end zone. And there he is for his 2nd touchdown of the game, getting it done. Flexes, a little bit of a feed, Zeke. Yes, sir. I think we got one more play up here. We got one more play up by Zeke. Here we go, last play. What do we got, Zeke? What are you going to leave us with right here? And here we go. Just another kind of draw play. Goes up on 3rd and 17. It makes it about 4th and 3. Just trying to run out the clock here. And you're not going to pick up 3rd and 17. Try your best. And Zeke gets you about 15 yards of that. So love what we saw from Zeke. Keep on shutting up the doubters, all the disrespectful people out there. We love what we were seeing. So that was Thursday Night Football. We are big on this Cowboys team, and we just saw all the reasons why last night, folks. So Cowboys get the win 41-21, and we'll see what they can continue to do and if they can continue to keep on getting better and better like we believe that they can.